If they were to win the next provincial election, parental choice in education would very much, be under threat.
Do you think that could potentially be under threat with the way that Canadian politics are currently trending?
Well, I think it would be very much under threat if the New Democratic Party won the next provincial election. And we
Okay.
know that NDP does not support parental choice. And by 2018, actually, they were threatening to shut down some of the private Christian schools because they wanted to force their um, ideology on some of the private schools. And some of the private schools were resisting that. And so they said, well, if you don't adopt these ideological measures, we're going to take away your funding and your accreditation. And so if it wasn't for the victory of the UCP in 2019, we would have lost several private Christian schools because they were not willing to conform to the NDP ideology. And so if the NDP is elected again, we're very, very likely to experience something along that lines, and perhaps even worse, because the NDP was very inexperienced when they first came into power. Now they've got experience and knowledge about how the system works. So if they were to win the next provincial election, parental choice in education would very much, be under threat.
So, what are some actions that parents and educators can proactively take to prevent that from happening?
Well, I think for one thing, parents need to really be aware of what's happening politically in Alberta. Like they need to be on top of what's happening, and there are some groups like Parents for Choice in Education, and there's another one. Can't remember the name right offhand, but a friend of mine. But there's parental choice groups in Alberta, and people can get involved in them. Get on their email list, like to follow the issues and to know what's happening. But generally speaking, the parents should be aware of what's going on, and if there are political if there's legislation being proposed that's unfavorable to parental choice, they should be involved in contacting their politicians and other advocates to oppose that. It's very important, especially for them, to be aware of what's happening and to be willing to react and contact their politicians if something starts to move in the wrong direction.